following is a presentation of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Student-led, student-centered, student-serving.
Welcome to the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. As today, windy Tuesday afternoon, I'm Ian MacHendrie. Alongside me is Dante Lechuga as the 0-3-0 Standley Lake Gators come in to the 2-2-0 Eagles nest as a much-anticipated match awaits. Dante, we are back here, ready for some soccer. How are we feeling tonight?
You know, we ended off on a bad note with that game cancellation, so I'm excited to be back in.
Yeah, we talked about that, that rain delay, and we're looking at it right now. It's a very, very gloomy and windy Tuesday afternoon once again. So hopefully, knock on wood, no extra rain delay, lightning delay, any such awaits. But it's going to be an exciting one. Like you said, we got to cut the other one short. But tonight, expect a very, very good matchup between these two teams. Frederick coming off a 7-0 win against Mountain View at Mountain View. So a very impressive win there, as I think that's one of their biggest wins in the team's history, honestly.
Yeah, I don't think we've seen a score that high in maybe 3 years for the Golden Eagles at least. So I'm really glad that we got some energy and some mojo going for us here today. And this should be another game I think we should definitely win.
Absolutely. It's going to be definitely a fun one for sure. I expect a lot of offensive possession from Frederick. They are going to be without Gavin Coburn for the first half. He had he broke his thumb, essentially, is what we heard. So he's going to be out for the first half of this game with some other conflicts happening. So without him, Dante, how are we gonna move the offense down the field?
I mean, it'll be interesting. He's one of the senior captains, Ian, and he's definitely one of the most skilled players on this Golden Eagle football team, maybe if not the most skilled. So this first half will be really interesting without one of the most skilled players offensively. We'll see how that changes, how Frederick's going to play defensively and offensively.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like you said, he's one of the most skilled players. With the ball at his feet, he is so dangerous. He's so lethal, but he is just a very dominant player. Without him, Frederick's really going to have to work on moving that ball around the pitch. They want to really push it down the wing side, try to set up something in the middle, try to score a goal, an optimal goal that they can use tonight and get a big, big win, as this would be one of their first and really only wins on GEBN if they can get the win tonight. So hopefully, knock on wood, we see that tonight.
Knock on wood.
As let's take a look at some of the comparisons between these two teams. Standley Lake, like we said in the intro, 0-3-0 coming into this game. Frederick 2-2-0. That's not really too much of a difference, but still, Frederick, probably one of their better starts in their season. 2-2-0, which is great for them.
And if we take a look at the goals scored as well, I mean, 11 goals in 4 games is not bad at all.
No, not at all.
Just over 2 goals a game, almost close to 6. Not 6, 3 goals a game. And Standley Lake has yet to score this year, so Standley Lake's also looking to get on the board today. We'll see how that ends up for them. But I'm hoping the Golden Eagles can keep the shutout going here.
Yeah, and Cohen Grisbeck's going to be back in the net tonight after, they've been doing that goalie swap that we talked about. Max Justice and Cohen Grisbeck, they've been kind of switching off. We haven't got a chance to see Max Justice play on GEBN, but excited to hopefully get to see that soon. But Cohen, he's looked pretty good. In that Erie game that we were there, no goals allowed in that first half. He played very, very good. He only allowed 2 that game. They only lost 2-1, which is honestly not bad. They played very hard. It was 1-1 at one point. They just gave up that final goal that ultimately shifted the tide. But this Eagles team has only let up 5 goals this whole season, which is very impressive.
And taking in consideration that the Golden Eagles play a lot of high premier soccer programs in the state, such as the Erie Tigers, the one that we broadcasted, and for us to only lose 2-1, I think really speaks to how good of a soccer team this year's team is going to be. Yeah,
and then we look over on Standley Lakeside, 13 goals allowed. They have been shut out 4-0, 5-0, 4-0 again, and that has just got to be kind of defeating if you are Standley Lake. You really are not wanting to give up 13 goals and not score a single retaliation point. So they really, really are hoping tonight will be the night that they score their first goal. But Frederick, hopefully, not going to allow that to happen.
And that's kind of the goal here for Frederick, especially with the new year, more of a defensive approach, as we talked to Max Justice about, Isaac Lefevre, all of them. And so far that approach has been working out pretty well for them, holding these teams to not a lot of goals. So with Standley Lake only having 0 goals, that'll be super interesting to watch just to see how well this Frederick defense does against them.
Yeah, you talked about that defense. We saw that defense early in that Erie game. They played very, very good, with the captain Ricky Lopez back there and Isaac Lefevre, as you said, both of them back there, and then Javier also mixing in the mix there. They are very, very dominant against Erie. They did not allow really anything at all. With Grisbeck in the net, you don't want him to take on too many shots tonight. If you can keep that defensive line strong, not allow anything to get through, Frederick, I think, is going to be A-okay tonight. It's just also working that transition. Why don't we take a look at your keys, because that's going to lead in to that as we take a look at your keys for tonight's match.
Absolutely, man. The first one we got here is winning the midfield battle. I want to see the Golden Eagles control the pitch, dictate the tempo, and I also want to see them cut off passing lanes, which they actually did a really good job of with Erie. It was really just dominating the midfield I think we struggled with, and that was just part of our offense, not being able to get past the midfield there for a while.
Yeah.
And it's just we want the game to be played on Standley Lake's terms. They have 0 wins. The pressure's on them.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like you said, we want to play the ball in their half of the field, not ours. Because if we are having to play defensive and trying to have Cohen clear the ball 6, 7, 8 times, trying to push it down the wing sides, and we saw it against Erie, they lost the ball so much. And we really, really do not want to be playing the game out of our half of the pitch.
And that actually ties with my second key, transition quickly. Counterattack, counterattack, counterattack. I want to see defenses into attack. We would get a stop on defense, and it would almost seem like we were hesitant to counterattack. I want to see us be way more aggressive offensively here tonight. And lastly, win set pieces. One well-delivered set piece can determine the entire game. One good corner kick, 1-0 can win you the game. So I really want to see us make sure we execute on those set pieces, and that's how we're going to win this soccer game.
Yeah, I know. Like you said with the set pieces, corner kicks, goal kicks, all these kind of set pieces, if you can win those and not give up, 4, where you're having to play defensively on 4 or 5 set pieces on defense, you really don't want to have that happen tonight. Yeah, we're just expecting a good match tonight, Dante. I'm really excited to see these teams go at it.
Yeah, I'm really excited just to actually get my first full game of soccer under my belt, Ian.
Yeah, I know. I agree. It's gonna be a fun one. This is definitely one of the more entertaining matches to watch in this season. As we just watching these warm-ups, as we will send it down to the pitch with Brielle Halloran. Brielle.
Thank you so much, Ian. Here at Frederick High School, there are gusts of wind up to 25 miles per hour, and it's starting to sprinkle. Last Thursday, the Golden Eagles won 7-0 against Mountain View. Hopefully we can incorporate that win into today's game against Standley Lake. Back to you, Ian.
Thank you, Brielle, as we're back up here just watching these players warm up. And when we come back to start, Standley Lake, Frederick here in Frederick, Colorado.
Are you tired of paying rent or constantly moving from one place to another? LGI Homes has the solution for you. We offer affordable new homes with exceptional quality. With our simplified buying process and zero down options available, easily achieve the dream of homeownership and quickly move into your new home. At LGI Homes, we have it all, offering new homes complete with upgrades, designed to add style, value, and energy efficiency to your life. Find your new home today with LGI Homes.
As we are back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network, I'm Ian MacHendrie. Alongside me is Dante Lechuga. As we are just moments away, Dante, from the start of this game. Watching the warm-ups, one guy that's been sticking out to me, Isaac Lefevre. So kind of warming up on that offensive side. So maybe see Lefevre on the offensive side of the pitch tonight, trying to work, the Gavin Coburn spot and try to really transition to that offensive game.
I mean, Lefevre might be the most premier defensive player on this team, and he showed why that is last game. I called him the Honey Badger. I think that's going to be his new nickname going forward, just because he's the smallest kid on the pitch, and he's not afraid to get physical with someone twice his size.
Yeah, we talked about it a lot, as how he was so physical and getting, he got taken down quite a few times. It looked like some football hits out there, but he launched back up and played phenomenal. And he played really great doing on the defensive side, transitioning, trying to open up the transition. And just opening up everything for Frederick to try to get some offensive possessions. As both teams kind of huddling up now. Dante, if you're the coach right now, what are you saying to your team if you're Frederick?
Mainly what we talked about transitioning into offense and the counterattacks. Just simply because our last broadcast, I mean, it was just non-existent. The counterattack was non-existent. Part of it was because Erie's pressure was just relentless. And I want to see that script flip tonight. I want to see Standley Lake on their heels all night. That's what I'd be telling them if I was the coach.
I agree. I mean, Erie has one of the best offensive attacks in this kind of division. So when they were attacking Frederick, Frederick did a great job early on in the first half where they were not allowing Erie to get through at all, stopping, making things happen. But over time, the wear is going to get onto your players. They're going to start to get tired. And Frederick really did not dive into their bench at all. I want to see more substitutions tonight. I want Frederick to feel comfortable bringing on somebody with a fresher legs, to kind of just wind down some clock, tear down the half, and then when you get to that second half where you start, it's a closer part of the match, bring those starters back in, get them ready, make sure they feel, confident enough to get back in the game and feel good.
Yeah, I mean, just keep everyone fresh. Keep subbing. Don't be afraid to sub so everyone's legs are nice and fresh. You get full energy out of everyone, and that'll be a big part of this game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the substitution. I mean, Standley Lake right now, their bench does not look very deep. So this is kind of the thing that we talked about with Frederick last time out, was they did not have a very deep bench. But now Standley Lake looking like they don't really have a deep bench. So if you're Frederick, really getting that ball into their half of the pitch is really going to turn them into tearing down Standley Lake and really getting them tired and drained out, as we will send to the sideline for the national anthem. As we are back here getting ready for the starting lineups. Waiting to hear from both sides. As right now we can take a look at the Frederick starting lineup.
And something really notice here about the starting lineup is with Gavin Coburn out this first half at least, we're going to see a new face in the starting lineup. That's Brandon. And he actually isn't a new face at all, but for the starting lineup, he is. He's usually one of the bright spots coming off the bench, one of those spark plugs you put into the pitch, and he just makes things happen, and now he's in the starting lineup.
I would ultimately call him like a sixth man, essentially, like a basketball term there, a sixth man. So he would technically be the 12th man in this situation. But coming off the bench, he's so versatile, and he can make so many things happen. He plays a more of a defensive back kind of role. So expect him to kind of be back there. And that's kind of where I'm thinking maybe Lefevre will move up the pitch, and they'll kind of push those guys up the pitch because Coburn's going to be out for at least the first half. So Perdomo coming back and being in that back line really is going to have to be the determining factor of if that defensive line can play strong and they can play great and play good. Another guy that we kind of talked about a lot, we talked about him a lot last against Erie, was Philemon Sang. Philly, he played very good against Erie.
Right. I mean, he's just such a competitive kid. Like, if he gets the ball taken from him, he's going to take it right back. And I think that just speaks to how bad Philemon Sang wants to win games, and that's just the type of person you need on the team, especially the captain. That's how you need him to be, and that's what he does.
Yeah, exactly. And obviously this captains, Ricky Lopez and Isaac Lefevre still in the starting lineup, still going to be playing the positions that they played. But to have two captains kind of be in that defensive line that just means you have a lot of trust in your frontline team. Because with those two captains in the back, they see the pitch the most. They can read everything that's going on. They are the loudest people on the pitch, or they should be the loudest people besides, Cohen, Grisbeck, or any of the goalkeepers back on the back line. Because with them being able to communicate, throw things down the pitch to be able to, for the front line to be able to hear, they're the most versatile and most, I would say they kind of have like Hawkeye or like an eagle eye kind of view. They can see the whole pitch. And they're able to really go wherever they need to go, but from the back line right now, from where they're probably going to start, what they did last week, or last time out against Erie, to have those guys there, to be able to trust your defensive line with two captains back there, that's just going to be great for Frederick.
Absolutely. This defense is really the best we've seen in soccer here at Frederick. And
in a minute.
Since GBN has been a thing, really.
I mean, last year's defensive team was pretty strong. You had Ryan Brown, and it was a pretty good defensive line. They struggled a little bit getting the ball, like transitions like we talked about with this team. They kind of struggle with that. But ultimately, exciting match. Getting ready to kick off here in a moment. As we see the players coming on out, we saw Aiden Pace, number 7. He's feeling very amped up. High speed with Aiden. He can make things happen really quickly with his with his feet. And he making things he can make things happen.
Yeah. Pace was the only one to score in that Erie game, in that one goal. It was scored by Pace, so one of the premier strikers on this team offensively here for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, and we do see Lefevre in the midfield right now with Philly on his other side. So an interesting look for Frederick. It's looking like a possible, I want to say, 2-3-4.
And we're still getting set up, so we'll give it a second. Make sure we're right about that.
It actually looks like a 3-3-4. So we will see Aiden Pace and the Frederick Golden Eagles start with the ball as we await the kickoff here. As the match starts off, Frederick trying to do kind of what Erie did with that Hail Mary early on in that first game. Standley Lake bringing the pressure early. Standley Lake moving it down that far side. Great defense there by Frederick to wall it off. Trying to turn it into the midfield. There's Sang moving it. Cross down the midfield. Good look down the far left wing side. I think that's Benjamin Rodriguez trying to chase that ball as it kind of just went out of bounds on the run there.
I believe it was Aguirre, number 17. It was just that through pass was a little far stretched for him. Out of bounds, it'll be Standley Lake's throw-in.
Yeah, Standley Lake's definitely going to try to utilize this set piece here on the throw. Try to make Frederick back up. It's early, so right now you just want to control the pace of the game and really try to figure out what the team's looking like. Is some confusion going on. Not really sure what is happening on the pitch right now.
Very slow start to the game. Looks like there's been confusion since the game started. And so far, I'm noticing that it's been a bit of flip of a story already from Erie. Instead of relying heavily on our defense, relying heavily on our offense, only having 3 back on defense.
Yeah, I noticed that too, Dante. And I mean, so that early stoppage was they forgot to start the clock. So that would be why the pitch just stopped. But I did notice that too, only 3 back as Standley Lake is moving through. That is a very quick movement. There's Benjamin Rodriguez. Sends it on there. Christian making the move down the wing side. Standley Lake watches that one go out of bounds. That was Timothy Downs. Lefevre made that play back. They say that ball went out of bounds. Very close on the line there, Dante.
I thought Lefevre was actually inbounds, but hey, can't argue with the ref, man.
Yeah, I mean, they've got a better view than us right here. So, I mean, whatever they say goes. Dominic Boosing down the sideline. As that ball came back up, it's going to be a throw-in once again.
Already 3 throw-ins, I believe.
Yeah, this will be Standley Lake's about third.
This will be 4 here.
Sang, trying to get that ball off the body. It's kind of bounced a little wrong. Garillo made the play there. There's Christian trying to move it down the wing. He's going to get a quick throw-in opportunity here.
Great pass from Sang. Just, again, a little too slow to get there. It was the right idea. Still remains Frederick ball, though.
It's going to be Benjamin Rodriguez, trying to make something happen there. He kind of took that off the wall. Aiden Pace trying to get there with the opportunity. Pace doing it all by himself. Shot's going to go just wide. I think the keeper might have touched that, actually. It's going to be a corner kick for Frederick. So here are those opportunities Frederick needs to get off of here.
Need to execute on these set pieces. Pace almost got one lucky goal right there.
he took a 1-on-3.
That ball was going good 1 mile an hour and almost rolled right into the net.
We're going to see Lefevre with the corner kick. That ball sent in the box, beautifully far side of the box. Nobody really there. There's Perdomo trying to make the play. So he tried to send that ball over his head with a little bicycle kick looking action. Yeah. On that far side, I believe that's Gorilla.
Wasn't a bad corner kick, just couldn't get an opportunity on that. It was a great defensive play by that Standley Lake back line.
Pace almost had that opportunity there. It just went right off the body of a Standley Lake defender. I believe that might be Ben Murray back there on that back line for Standley Lake as they try to send that up. Javier Vasquez is there to make that stop. It's going to be a Frederick throw. Perdomo is going to make that throw. Trying to go down the line. Good-looking ball for Frederick as Aguirre took a clothesline attack as he got kind of pushed down from behind.
Yeah, Aguirre did a pretty good job of selling that one, if I'm being 100% honest, Mr. MacHendrie. It was a foul, but he did a great job at selling that call.
As the free kick from Lefevre, coming from a distance here. He's going to try to set this ball into the box and try to open up a goal opportunity for Frederick. He hesitated there, kind of waited it off for a second, making sure everybody knows. So Aguirre tried to turn it around and make a play with it, but nothing came there from Frederick. Boosing is the only one down there for Standley Lake right now, working it by himself. Surveying, trying to get Jackson Wright with the ball there. Pace against Wright. Drop off to Sang. Out wide to Aguirre. Controlling on the wing. Drops on back to Perdomo. Centers it on in for Sang. Sang trying to move through Standley Lake. Standley Lake's doing a good job of trapping Frederick outside, not allowing him to get inside. Javier trying to step through. Got caught up. Perdomo tried to send that one through. Aguirre was not ready for it, so a throw-in forthcoming for Standley Lake as a substitution, early sub for Standley Lake.
I'm already pretty happy with how the Golden Eagles have been keeping control of the ball. All these turnovers and miscues have just been passes that were a little outstretched. All the right plays so far, though.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication, but it is still very early in the game. We're less than 6 minutes through the first half, and it's still very early. And if this is how Frederick's going to play most of this game, it's going to be a good game for Frederick if they can just clean up these little miscues. Christian trying to get through, body his way through as that ball just kind of went off the foot as Lefevre controls. Sends it to Sang. Sang kind of misread it, but good job by Lefevre trying to lead him on an offensive attack there. Vasquez sends it wide to Perdomo. Perdomo Sends it on into Aguirre. Aguirre has really been the hustle man for Frederick right now, moving the ball through him on that far wing side, trying to open up the opportunity on the left wing. Another throw in for Standley Lake. They go back. Where's this time? Trying to set up with the back line. Boosting. He's trying to get through there. Frederick did a good job of not allowing Liam Sensabaugh through. Pace. Try to get it through to Sang as that ball almost was a dangerous opportunity. It's a nice touch. Sends that ball back down. It's Frederick right now really controlling that midfield like your key there. They have so far unlocked that door.
It's been on Standley Lake's half for a while, and that's exactly what I wanted to see. And I think this was Standley Lake's first time actually being on our half of the field.
In a hot minute. It's been a minute.
And we're getting opportunities. Like that last pass to Sang was just a little too fast, right off Sang's foot. Bounced right back. But those are the passes I like to see. Just stay being aggressive.
Here comes Standley Lake trying to move it back down. Headed on down by Lopez. Here comes Lefevre with a step. Christian moving it along the wing. Stops it. Lefevre sends it on over to Perdomo. Perdomo sends it to Javier. Javier coming from the back line up into a midfielder role. Finds Sang in the middle. Sang turns it to the right. Finds Aguirre. Aguirre misread the pass. And that ball going to go out for a goal kick.
Once again, just little miscues. Like, I really think we might have a goal already if we executed these passes just a little bit better. On that pass right there, Sang to Aguirre. Aguirre wanted to go one way, Sang wanted to go the other, and that's been the story so far for our offense.
Yeah, just a little bit of miscues. Pace putting on that pressure against Standley Lake there. They're trying to move that ball, and a good job by Lefevre to stop that ball in its tracks. Send that one out of bounds. It's going to be a throw-in now for Alex Cortez. Cortez looks and found Lefevre's foot. And again will be another throw-in from Standley Lake. Frederick being I think Frederick's been playing very, very physical, but a very good approach that they have had. Bounced off the ball, off the foot, a little too aggressive. Just came off out of bounds. So here's Standley Lake now trying to open up their offense. But Philemon Sang gets in the way, made a play. Perdomo wanted to make the run. But that ball just a little behind him. Facilitating the field as he had Christian almost on the wing.
I mean, if that pass gets through right there, and that
might be a goal.
There's a lot of green grass in front of him.
That could have been a big opportunity. Substitution on the pitch. As Isaac Aguirre is coming off. Good look from Lefevre. Found Sang. Back to Pace. Pace caught up. That is going to be a foul that time. Once again, sets up a free kick.
Piece. Yep. This will be a little tough here from the 25-yard line. Lefevre could just try to blast this if he really wanted to, or he can just make a little pass to that left side, maybe get something going there. I'm curious to see what he does here.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be in the box. Watch Philemon Sang kind of moving, trying to lead defenders away from the wall. We'll see where Lefevre goes here. He could throw just a drop pass. Nice ball into the box. Can it find some Frederick leg? No, but that ball is going to go backwards, and it's going to be a corner kick for Frederick. When they set this up, tonight's broadcast has been brought to you in part by LGI Homes. They don't just build houses, they build homes. Why rent when you can own? Visit their Hidden Creek community off Ridgeway Boulevard, Frederick, for affordable move-in homes from the $400. With kitchen appliance included, no extra cost. LGI Homes is a proud supporter of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network and is our local schools. LGI Homes, making the dream of homeward possible. Is that ball not really going anywhere for Frederick? Not a horrible looking corner kick, but not set up very well.
Yeah, I think Lefevre wanted to get that a little bit more to the right. He kind of blasted to the left a little too much, and there was just no Golden Eagle players in that area. So far, not bad job on the set pieces, though.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Frederick just need to tweak a few things. They are going to be A-okay. They just really are trying to focus on getting an opportunity for a goal.
Yeah, right now it's the little things 100% here for the Golden Eagles.
Frederick moving it down that far wing side. It's going to be a Standley Lake throw.
And I'm starting to see some of the captains, like, come on, y'all. Like, Philemon Singh right there, he's trying to tell him, like, dude, run forward, Like, we got to execute on those type of passing plays, and that's what you want to see from your captain.
As Grisbeck, first time really touching the ball today, will facilitate the offense. He's trying to win this transition. Like you said, ball rolled right past 3 Standley Lake defenders. Pace had an opportunity to go get that ball. It's a good header there from Standley Lake. Ricky, so they're playing a little header game there. A lot of back and forth as Javier had no part in that ball staying in Frederick's area. Someone pops over the fence and heads towards the baseball fields.
And as you said, Ian, Grisbeck's been having a pretty chill day so far, and that's what you want. Don't put pressure on the young sophomore goalie.
Yeah, but you don't want him to get too comfortable back there and then ultimately let up a weak goal. So just make sure Grisbeck is still, kind of warmed up, still ready to go if something comes his way, which I believe Cohen would be. Shot from way outside. It's going to be an easy one for Grisbeck that time.
And that shot indeed will keep him a little bit more engaged here for a little while.
That ball sent on up, tumbling towards the sideline off the foot very aggressively into the stands. As a substitution for Frederick now.
Looks like Aguirre's going to come back in.
He's going to take out Christian there.
The sophomore.
Putting him on the other side now, which is interesting. He's been really the set piece on that far left side. But moving to the right side now, what can he do from there? Vasquez from his back line sends it on back to Cohen. Cohen's going to control it. Perdomo looking downfield, try to get a foot on it, but just lost it. It's a great ball there from Standley Lake. Ball rolling on to that far side, and they're going to say offsides the call for Standley Lake.
Yeah, that was an interesting play right there. Garola did a good job at really extending his foot out on that pass, make the passing lanes tight. He didn't get any piece of the ball there, but he made that pass a lot tougher than it should have been.
Yeah, absolutely. From the back line now for Frederick. Really trying to open up something as that ball very close to the sideline. Hit some bags. They were kind of just chilling around there. So it's going to be a throw-in for Standley Lake. They also have a substitution coming on here in a moment. Lefevre lost that ball off the header, just misread it. Lopez doing a good job fighting. I'm sorry, that was Rodriguez doing a good job fighting. Sang trying to turn this transition into some points. Here's Lefevre, sends it Pace, trying to keep up. It's going to be a very, very close race. Pace is going to win, controlling it by himself. There's what looks to be a corner kick coming from the other side now for Frederick. So their third opportunity from the corner. Got to try to get something set up here.
Junior captain Lefevre is going to take this one once again. Looks like he's their designated corner
and free kick guy.
And free kick.
I mean, he's got good control with the ball. When he kicks that ball off his foot, it has really good control soaring through the air. As the corner kick from Lefevre heads into the box. Pace, header, bouncing around. Frederick trying to keep it. There's pushing and shoving. Aguirre made a good play there. Ball still in. Perdomo looking is going to get blocked, and it's going to be a corner kick once again for Frederick.
Good hustle from Aguirre there to keep that play going. Without that hustle play he made being physical, Frederick doesn't have this corner kick right now, so great play from the sophomore.
I would right now say Isaac Aguirre has been kind of the MVP for Frederick on the offensive side. He's really moved the ball well, opened up opportunities for Frederick in the scoring scoring lanes. As we'll see where Lefevre goes with this one. Sends it on down, ball bouncing around. It hit off the foot of Pace, but went the wrong way. As Garolo made a misread on the ball. As Rodriguez tried to hop it up. So that ball's going to go out of bounds. As we'll see the throw in for Frederick. Perdomo.
Mr. MacHendrie, I thought that was actually the best corner kick we've seen yet. Very dangerous. It was rolling right through that middle area, which is exactly what you want.
Yeah, I thought, honestly, that could have been a big goal-scoring opportunity. As the sun is out now behind us, it seems the storm has finally passed through, so we will probably get a beautiful night of soccer coming up. There's a throw-in for Standley Lake because they're going to get their substitution in.
It was looking a little rough there for a second. The wind. I was curious to see if it stayed windy, how much that would affect the soccer game. Potentially mess up some deep passes.
You see the flags, they're still kind of moving pretty well. So wind is still here, but it's not as extreme. As we'll see the throw in for Standley Lake. The header sends it on back. Lopez, the captain from the back line. Rodriguez is going to get a beautiful through ball. Pace is through. Pace trying to get a shot off with the right foot. And just blocked that time. That is a hard shot to make, especially when you're running on the left side of the field trying to shoot that ball with the right foot. But almost a big goal-scoring opportunity from Frederick.
Beautiful pass from the 45-yard line. Pace looked like he had a very promising chance to put the first one on the board. Get rid of that goose egg, just not quite. Great defense from that Standley Lake back line.
Lefevre's corner in. Beautifully looking ball. Ball is in the air. Frederick trying to find it. Bounce down. I thought Frederick was going to have a shot attempt there as it just kind of rolled away. It's down the line. Javier sends it on through to Brandon Perdomo. Perdomo lost it through the legs, but turns quickly. Rodriguez. He's done a good job setting that ball down from the defensive line. Ball moving around. Garello made a great job with the ball, playing defense there as Standley Lake confused why that was not a penalty. But I didn't see anything there. I thought that was pretty clean. That was all ball.
Play. Great physical play.
Sang. Frederick is really knocking on the door, just waiting for Standley Lake to just creak it open so Frederick can just smash through that door and get the goal that they're looking for, but just inching closer and closer every attempt. Perdomo. Great move there from Frederick. I think that is Dominic Brady on the far side, looking really good with the ball at his feet there. The ball sent way back. It's going to be on Rodriguez. Back there to move it. Frederick sent it all the way back. It's Grisbeck. Has all the time that he needs. Sets up the pass to a wide open Brady on the far side. Frederick now trying to facilitate. Move it all up. Javier. Sends it out to Perdomo. Perdomo. Sends it through Brady. Misread it on his feet. Almost up an opportunity. Garello again. He's been a dominant player. Kind of jumping from a defensive mid position. Playing a great job in that midfield defensively.
Yeah, he's holding down that midfield 100%. That's what we talked about in my keys. He's sort of on an island, almost like a Revis Island out there in the middle.
Here's Lefevre. Sends it to Pace. Pace. Trying to read on through. As Pace just got it caught up in Standley Lake's defense. Grimsley send it on back. Aguirre stops it with his feet. Looking, finds Pace. Pace moving it by himself, walking it through. And Aguirre had a chance to go through and get that ball, but he was trying to get that foul call for Pace. It's going to be, once again, a corner for Frederick and Lefevre. You got to think with the amount of corner attempts they've had, they got to score one eventually, right?
One's bound to go in 100%. Yeah, Aiden Pace has had some opportunities on these fast break transition opportunities. It just hasn't quite gone our way yet.
Pace again there, first to touch that corner kick. Went off the header and out of bounds. Just went the wrong way when he tried to give that header. So now it'll be a throw-in again for Standley Lake. 2 substitutions for him now. So Standley Lake has really rotated that bench very well. We've only seen 1 or 2 substitutions from Frederick, so interesting look from Frederick and where they want to go with this game.
Didn't see a lot of it in Erie either. Was hoping we'd see a little bit more subs today, but looking like the same story in that category for sure.
Yeah, I mean, if your players are saying they're fine and they're not tired, then they're not tired. But playing 40 straight minutes is gonna eventually wear you down, and you're gonna want to take a break.
I mean, soccer is just straight running as well. You know, like these dudes nonstop movement the entire game.
Guire, good job pressing up, and Frederick doing a good job getting that ball right back. Good movement from Aguirre. Just barely lost that ball, and again goes off his own foot. Standley Lake kind of falling apart on that wing side. Gorilla sends it through, tried to get Pace on the run, but Pace just kind of fell apart there. Frederick running a lot of that one striker action, trying to send that ball through. It just hasn't really worked ultimately all too well for Frederick. As it'll be a Frederick free kick. Not really sure what the call was. I believe it was a push in the back there.
So far, Frederick has been doing all the keys that we talked about earlier in the pregame. I think we've definitely won the set pieces. We're winning transitions. Well, if I'm being honest, we haven't really had to transition. You know, our offense has done a great job at suffocating the Standley Lake defense.
Maybe transitioning back to defense. Could be one of your other things there. Opportunities for Frederick, trying to find the mistakes that Standley Lakes are making right now, and there's a lot. As Frederick will have a mistake of their own there. It's going to be a free kick for Standley Lake. Possibly some substitutions coming on for both sides of the ball there.
Man, many opportunities here for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, I'll be shocked if they don't score one before half. They have been really knocking on the doorstep, and they are right there. They just have not been able to get through.
The door's slowly opening, very slowly.
I agree. And Isaac Aguirre, again, he's been facilitating that Frederick offense. He's really been the key piece, might I say, to how Frederick has been moving the ball. Gorillo, he is shaken up after that one.
Yeah, it looks like his finger might have gotten jammed on that one. I know that feeling. I really do.
Yeah, you as a basketball player, you get some of those passes that kind of jam your fingers there. That does not feel great. Javier sends it on back. Looking to try to push the pace. Frederick trying to make do on an opportunity late here in the half. Gorilla still moving very well with the ball at his feet. Finds Sang. Sang sends it wide.
Great
Aguirre,
pass.
Opportunity now for Frederick if they can find a way to cross this ball into the box. Aguirre gets closed down almost instantly. It's going to be a throw in very close to a corner kick there, but it's going to be a throw. And Frederick will get a substitution, and Standley Lake will bring on 2. As Sang coming off now. As I believe that looks like Gavin Coburn coming on for Frederick. As you can see that tape around that left hand for the broken thumb. Coburn coming in with 14 minutes to go. This could be a big goal-scoring opportunity for Frederick, especially with Coburn with fresh legs, too.
Coburn has the potential to completely just take over the game, so we'll see if he does it right here.
And a quick turnover by Coburn, but they will get the throw-in back. So he's just going to kind of try to move the ball well here. Lopez sends that ball through. Beautiful ball. Brady almost had it pace. Yeah, Frederick's defense as well, playing very high up the pitch right now. Trying to get as much pressure on that Standley Lake defense, trying to open up an opportunity for a goal.
Yeah, exactly what we saw from Erie. Seems to be Frederick might have taken some notes from that game.
Taking some
They
notes,
know
yeah.
how it feels now.
As Standley Lake gets that turnover, Frederick. Good tackle there by Javier as Frederick overcommitting on that one there. Standley Lake moving the ball well. Ball going towards the out-of-bounds line there. Guerrillo.
Great pressure from that Standley Lake player. Number 11, Simon Gaziberra.
It's going to be a throw-in from Rodriguez. Finding Ricky Lopez. Back to Grisbeck. Grisbeck has that ball way down. Brady just missed that ball right under his foot. Wanted to try to put that one in the back of the net there. Frederick right now kind of falling apart defensively. That ball barely stayed on sides there. Javier trying to do that transition game. Brady down the sideline. Picked it up wide open lanes is Coburn. Coburn takes a trip and a fall. Frederick will get another free kick coming.
Great job by Coburn staying composed. He had man on his tail. Looks like his hip, maybe even his butt a little bit, sort of hurts after that spill. I've felt that a couple times as well.
It could
on the basketball court. Might be a little different on that turf.
Yeah, I mean, it could be also a tailbone, anything in that back region.
Could be just a little stinger here for Coburn. I'm sure that's what it is.
I'm sure he'll be all right. That ball sent into the wall by Lefevre. And a second chance opportunity. Coburn off the body trying to facilitate somebody open, but just can't. Lopez lost it at his feet. He's got to be careful with some possible enemy defense coming. Ball moving well from Standley Lake right now. Javier makes a good move towards the ball on the offensive side. He's just kind of trying to control the ball now. So that ball's going to be a throw in now for Standley Lake towards the far side.
Still at 0. I'm really shocked about that, especially with how much pressure the Golden Eagles have put on Standley Lake, put on their defense. I mean, they've been playing defense the whole game. For us to not have a goal yet is really shocking to me.
Yeah, Perdomo sends that ball down. Can Aguirre get there? But it just went off the back line there. That was Ben Murray doing a good job getting a foot in there, not allowing that ball to go through. Jackson Wright is taking a fall there. So it's Benjamin Rodriguez, who has been playing very, very well from the back line from Frederick. Just went down there, a little shaken up, but he's back up, ready to go.
Yeah, Rodriguez, the junior, is actually a big part of that back line defensively for the Golden Eagles. Would be a big loss if he wasn't able to continue the game.
Yeah, for sure. So it's going to be a very, very close free kick just outside the box.
This could be really dangerous here for the Golden Eagles. I wouldn't be shocked if he takes a shot from here.
Oh, I would too, honestly. As Gazibar looking for an opportunity. He's going to take that shot. Grisbeck off the body, corralled it. That's a great save there. Much needed save.
Grisbeck, the sophomore, staying composed. Didn't catch it cleanly, but it didn't matter. It was right there. Great job by the sophomore goalie.
Yeah, if you're not going to catch that ball cleanly, you just got to be careful that that ball does not roll into a rebound or a second chance opportunity. As Perdomo down the wing, lost it on his foot, but he's still controlling it. As I will say, Standley Lake, the one thing they have done very well is trapping Frederick defensively. They have not allowed Frederick to move the ball towards the middle of the field. They've really pushed him towards the outside and haven't really opened up an opportunity for them to score a goal. It's a throw in now.
Yeah,
Ball
So far, the set pieces have been very in our favor, mainly because we've gotten a lot more set pieces than them, a lot more throw-ins specifically, and corners so far. If we keep that up, the pressure is going to keep going up as well.
I agree. As here comes Standley Lake, moving it from their own back line now. Trying to set up an opportunity. Perdomo dribbling with the ball at his head. Brady on the wing now, finding pace. Pace. Will he go for a stop and go kind of look here? He will. He finds Coburn in the middle of the field. Coburn try to find Sang, who subbed back in. Coburn trying to win that ball back, and Frederick does. Perdomo. Rodriguez went for a shot, but it just went off the leg of Standley Lake as that ball soared right over Wright's head. Rodriguez, a lot of physicality. Good move there to get loose, but ultimately it's going to be a foul called with a push there.
Rodriguez got a little too handsy, bit of a push instead of using that body. Referee's going to get that every time.
It's Lefevre. He's going to talk with Coburn here, try to really figure out two of the big leaders on this team, trying to communicate, try to figure out where they want to put that ball at.
Oh,
That's a shot from outside. Just went high as Coburn looked for it.
and like we said, Mr. Coburn, big difference offensively he makes for Golden Eagles. He almost scored what would have been the goal of the season.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like you said, he is really a change maker. He's kind of like the Sonny Del Pitts of this soccer team. You know, you put him in the game and the script is going to flip. You know, they're going to start focusing on trying to lock him down. But ultimately, you got to use that to your advantage where you can open up these other players to start trying to make some plays, like Sang, Aguirre, Brady, trying to get these guys open and make something happen. Lefevre stopped it with his foot. Sang. Try to send it on through to Brady. Ball moving back through. It's going to roll around. Coburn lost it with his footing there. Perdomo tried to get it down the sideline. Frederick really likes to move it down that left sideline.
Yeah, I agree. And another thing I'm noticing is really slow-paced game, especially compared to that Erie game. Just Erie, it could have been Erie's part of why it was much more fast-paced, you know, really speeding up Frederick, but both sides have been really slow.
Yeah, not as many shots, too. It's been a, you know, slower game, like you said. They haven't really had an opportunity to try to shoot as much, too. It's Aguirre.
Great aggressive play from Aguirre.
Trying to put the pressure on, try to force a mistake. Standley Lake just kind of going backwards now. Sends it on back to Fredrickson, their goalkeeper there. Just moving the ball well, trying to drain the clock. 5 minutes to go in the half. Coburn and Brady putting a lot of pressure there that time. That's Rodriguez. You could hear that from the booth. That came off the foot very hard.
Yeah, maybe even a bit wrong.
That ball's going to be a throw-in for Frederick. Rodriguez sends it to the middle. Sang off the chest, controls it on down. Got a lot of pressure with himself right now. It goes down. Cazabar made a good job there. Rodriguez wins it back. Trying to get something here. Lefevre watching Aguirre. He was kind of open there on that close side. Frederick just kind of looked up. They might have had an opportunity there. Here comes Frederick on an opportunity. Quick turnover. Brady lost it. Lefevre from back. Sends it to Coburn. Coburn downs it with his feet. Looking. Trying to round the corner. And he lost it. And he was the last to touch it. So a goal kick. Showing some frustration there. Coburn.
Coburn's trying to say he's pushing. And it seems a lot of – I saw Sang get a little upset too. Get a little physical out there, maybe a little chippy.
But you just got to play the game. If the ref's not going to call it, they're not going to call it. You gotta just play the game. Cazabar moving it. Lefevre trying to keep the pressure on him. Javier tried to step up. And Grisbeck makes the save. He can clear it quickly, trying to keep the pace going before halftime now, trying to get a late goal. A little over 3.5 to go in the first half. Lefevre taking a lot of pressure on there. Rodriguez off the shoulder of Coburn trying to turn the corner. Lefevre downs it with his header. Coburn's there to control it, but he lost it as well. So a lot of missed touches from Frederick as Brady got taken out of his shoes. Standley Lake from way outside. Shot is saved by Grisbeck. As that was actually Fredrickson with the shot from way outside.
Shot looked promising. I don't know. I don't think it was quite in. I think if anything would have went off the crossbar.
I think it was a little left. It might have gone wide, but a good job still by Grisbeck to still get a hand on that ball just to make sure that he can get there. Bounces on back now for Standley Lake. Cross inside the box. Lopez gets a header. Trying to clear it now. Standley Lake finding some new life here towards the end of this half. And Cohen Grisbeck holds it, and he might just try to slow it down here.
I think that's the right idea. Reset. Been on defense for a little while after being on offense the entire first half. I think that's the right idea from the sophomore goalie.
Yeah, nearing the final 2 minutes to go here. And that ball lost by Wright there. As Aguirre found a way to get that ball. Pace did a good job turning around. Pace had Brady on the side. He was wide open, but that ball got intercepted in the middle there. So another throw in, but a quick sub. Aguirre's going to come off, rest his legs before half. Brings back on Christian. Trying to really keep calm. Header that time, bounces out of bounds. So will be a Frederick throw. Good looking throw in. Had good distance on it. Frederick trying to move, or Standley Lake trying to move it through Frederick's defensive line as they kind of did there. Rodriguez was the only Frederick defender there. And they're just going to clear that ball, give up a throw in. And Frederick's got to mentally reset now.
Good clear. Just to kick it out of bounds right there.
Perdomo
Definitely the right idea.
sent it down. Great job with the header. As Frederick has some numbers on down. Christian controlled it, lost it between his feet. Still has it. Coburn tried to set it to Brady. Just not enough on it. 17 seconds now before the half. As a ball sent beautifully, but not enough time. As that will be the end of the first half there, Dante. It's been a very, I wouldn't say one-sided affair, but it's been very heavy Frederick side. Very heavy pushing from Frederick. They have played very, 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 very good.
Yeah, Golden Eagles did a great job at keeping Standley Lake on their heels. Wasn't able to put one up in the first half. Hopefully that narrative changes here in the second, and I'm sure it will with how much pressure Standley Lake has had on their backs.
Yeah, Stapp Interstate Toyota believes that communities are better when they work together for the greater good. That's why Stapp Interstate Toyota is a proud supporter of the students of Frederick High School and the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Brian and the team at Stapp are your source for new Toyotas and used cars in Frederick and are the official car dealer of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Stop by their dealership off I-25 to thank them for their support and tell them GBN sent you. As the end of the first half now. Looking very, very good. Both sides have played, I would say pretty good. Standley Lake had a little bit of momentum there at the end. Try to reel it back up and really get to a opportunity where they almost had a few opportunities to score. Grisbeck really had to do more towards that end of the second half to get going and get things happening, but ultimately a good job by Frederick to stay alive, stay strong, and keep it alive. Dante, what did you notice there?
A very composed group right now. You know, not getting too frustrated about the miscues and just Standley Lake being a little physical, maybe even fouling and not getting called. Just doing a great job at remaining composed and together.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. They played pretty well doing that. I mean, we can take a look at your keys once again, Dante, and kind of look at, how well they've executed these keys so far this game. I think they've won the midfield pretty well. In the transition game, they haven't really had to use the transition as much, but still, I think they have done really well getting back to offense, getting back to defense if needed, and ultimately doing well. And then winning the set pieces. They are winning the set pieces by a mile. They have
agreed
a lot of the opportunities. They just have a few miscues, a few little tweaks that they need to make, and they will be, I think, A-okay, and a goal possibly coming up for Frederick there.
Yeah, I mean, definitely checking all the boxes of our keys so far.
As we are going to send it to the sideline, Coach Siri. Brielle.
Thank you, Ian. I'm here with Coach Siri. Coach, what are some things that have been working well for you in this first half?
So in the first 25 minutes of the game, we were possessing the ball. We were very simple in our possession. We had a good plan of attack, and we were doing what we've been training to do. And then in those last 15 minutes, we kind of got away from that, and we've turned it into a more even match than it should be.
And what are some things you might change going into the second half?
Well, I'm going to ask in the second half, I'm going to ask the boys to simplify the way that they're playing, not hold on to the ball so long, have their teammates move for each other so that we're not having the ball stay in the same place. When they're chasing, we'll have a much better chance of being able to accomplish something, score a goal, come out of here with the win.
Thank you so much. Back to you, Ian.
Thank you, Brielle. As we will be right back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network.
Hey, Kyle Michael here with Michael Real Estate and RE/MAX Momentum, and I'm here at my office in downtown Frederick, Colorado. As a Colorado native and a resident to Frederick over the last 8 years, we truly understand the entire Carbon Valley and Colorado market. With offices in Frederick, Brighton, and Westminster, I cover the entire Front Range area. I've served over 130 families from Alt to Monument to Deer Trail to Grand Lake. As a small business owner myself, I understand how much time and effort it takes to be successful, which is why I continue to support local businesses, schools, and nonprofits through our Sip and Support series, coat drives, and other events. I value hardworking individuals. It is my mission to continue giving back as much as I can. We would love to serve you or your family. Give us a call, 303-944-4191, and go Golden Eagles.
Rocky students exist to build up the next generation, to live a life of purpose, influence, and faith. You see, we believe that when you discover purpose, you start to discover you have a reason to live. And when you discover you have a reason to live, you start to notice you have influence. And And when you lean into that influence, you make an impact. This world needs people like you, the next generation, to discover your purpose and to decide today the leader you want to be tomorrow.
Hi, I'm Coach Matt Lloyd. I'm the head football coach at Frederick High School. You're watching the Golden Eagle Broadcasting Network. Golden Eagles, let them fly.
You've likely heard in the news that interest rates are way too high, homes are just not selling, and the real estate market is about to crash at any moment. Hi, I'm Kendra Badgekar, your local real estate expert, and I've been serving Carvin Valley and Northern Colorado for over 7 years, and I've got some good news. The truth is, there are several creative finance options to get your interest rate down to a much lower rate if you're thinking about buying a home. And yes, homes are taking a little bit longer to sell, but with the right marketing strategy, they are still selling for a great value, so your equity is safe. If you're thinking about making a move this year, let's grab a cup of coffee and talk about the best way to get you there.
Hey, I'm Jake Marsing, social studies teacher and advisor of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network, and you're watching GEBN. Go Golden Eagles!
Are you tired of paying rent or constantly moving from one place to another? LGI Homes has the solution for you. We offer affordable new homes with exceptional quality. With our simplified buying process and zero down options available, easily achieve the dream of homeownership and quickly move into your new home. At LGI Homes, we have it all, offering new homes complete with upgrades, designed to add style, value, and energy efficiency to your life. Find your new home today with LGI Homes.
Hey, Kyle Michael here with Michael Real Estate and RE/MAX Momentum, and I'm here at my office in downtown Frederick, Colorado. As a Colorado native and a resident to Frederick over the last 8 years, we truly understand the entire Carbon Valley and Colorado market. With offices in Frederick, Brighton, and Westminster, I covered the entire Front Range area. I've served over 130 families from Alt to Monument to Deer Trail to Grand Lake. As a small business owner myself, I understand how much time and effort it takes to be successful, which is why I continue to support local businesses, schools, and nonprofits through our Sip and Support series, coat drives, and other events. I value hardworking individuals. It is my mission to continue giving back as much as I can. We would love to serve you or your family. Give us a call, 303-944-4191, and go Golden Eagles.
As we are back here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network, I'm MacHendrie. Alongside me is Dante Lechuga. As Dante, start of the second half coming up here. A minute 17 left in the halftime break. What has been the biggest thing you think Frederick has discussed in that halftime huddle there, Dante?
Well, they're doing sprints right now, so it must not be good. I'm just kidding. But I think Frederick's definitely I think the main thing is definitely going to be just executing the little things such as passes, just being a little bit less anxious with the ball, just calming down a little bit, stepping in those kicks.
I will say, they have looked very well moving the ball down the pitch, but when it comes to shooting or opening up a shooting lane, they kind of struggle to open up the opportunity. They kind of push it too fast, like you said, not as accurate passes. So a lot of opportunity for Frederick to still clean some stuff up. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Linex of Boulder. Whether it's protecting your truck bed, adding accessories, or making your vehicle adventure ready, Linex of Boulder has you covered. We're proud to have them partner as the goal of the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. Linex of Boulder, tough, durable, and built for life. As 7 seconds to go, we will see Standley Lake start with the ball. So, Dante, if you're Standley Lake here, what are you going to try to do right out the get-go?
I mean, you got to get a shot on net. So either that or just do what we saw Frederick do, a little bit of a Hail Mary type of deal. Just blast it into the other side of the pitch. Just got to try to get something going.
Yeah, I agree. You want to push the pace early and quick. You want to make something happen on the offensive side. And try to really, like you said, open up some opportunity because you do not want to get dominated by Frederick. I will say the possession-wise, it's mostly been Frederick. I would say like 80-20% possession, most of it coming from Frederick. I would say maybe even 70-30.
And looks like Standley Lake's not going to do the Hail Mary approach here, Ian. Looks like they're going to take it slow, take it very time-consuming, very methodical possession.
Yeah, I agree. They might try to slow it down, but, you know, they might get this kickoff and then immediately just shoot down the field. So we will see what they try to do here. And there is that kind of Hail Mary look, but immediately Lefevre took that back. And we do see Lefevre kind of playing more back now since Coburn's been in the game. Here's Standley Lake with an opportunity now, pushing the pace, walking on through. Passes beautifully executed. And Standley Lake opens up the second half with a early goal.
And that'll be their first goal of the year.
Season.
And, yeah, that was just great pass. Very well executed from Standley Lake. Wouldn't be shocked if they drew that up, something like that up at halftime, and they just executed perfectly. That's something you'd want to see from our squad.
Yeah, that was pretty much, like you said, beautifully executed. That ball was perfectly placed into the box, and Grisbeck, that's hard for him to make a save there. He has to take that 2-on-1, and that was hard for Frederick there. Coburn trying to do the exact same thing, just down the other way. Pace sends it through. Frederick now with an opportunity. They're pushing it now. Standley Lake kind of running around in their own end, trying to figure out where to go with the ball as they're going to go out of bounds. Frederick with good pressure. So now will Frederick try to get that goal back and try to tie it up. But a very, very early goal from Standley Lake there. As that ball through, as Coburn was there, just barely missing out on that goal.
Yeah, it looks like Pace got a little stuck on it if he should shoot that or pass it. I think midway through he saw Coburn cutting through and realized he probably should have passed it. Just a little bit of another miscue, honestly.
Yeah, there's Brady down the side. Trying to win that ball back as Standley Lake tries to do a little spin, tries to get too tricky with it, and lost it. Lopez controlling it on the far wing side. Finds Perdomo. Perdomo finds Sang. Sends it back to Lopez and Rodriguez. That might have been the wake-up call Frederick was kind of looking for. You know, kind of played a little sloppier towards the end of that first half, but they've kind of tightened it up, trying to open up some opportunities. There's Brady down the wing side. Centers that ball in just a bit far and wide.
Not a bad idea. Try to cross it. Why not? Just didn't come off the foot right. Didn't go the direction you wanted to. Right idea, though. And Frederick doing a great job on another set piece, Ian.
Yeah, trying to open up that opportunity. Again, they just struggle to open up the opportunity. Just trying to move the ball well here. Javier down the side. Ooh. Gorilla took a shot.
He'll feel that one tomorrow for sure. He'll be all right now. Just a bit of a stinger. He'll have a bruise there, 100%.
as he is still kind of shaken up there. As he gets back up, he kind of took a shot at the end of that first half too. Slow to get up, but he gets back up, keeps it moving. Frederick will get that free kick from their own end. So Perdomo, he's going to try to send this one straight down. And Frederick really need to open up an opportunity to score here. Perdomo short passes it to Rodriguez. Or sorry, Lopez that time. Perdomo finds Javier. Ball just got intercepted there by Standley Lake. Coburn tried to wrap it back up around, but they lost it again. Coburn a little frustrated, try to find someone there. As Rodriguez came flying out of nowhere to get that ball back for Frederick. He just let it roll all the way out of bounds.
Little through ball action here for Standley Lake. Standley Lake's a lot more threatening this half already. That's the second through ball we've seen other than the goal that we saw at the beginning of the half. But Standley Lake's definitely been keeping Frederick on their heels a lot more.
Yeah, I mean, Standley Lake, they are pressuring every attempt Frederick has right now. Frederick kind of got sloppy thinking, okay, we played better than them in the first half, so we are the better team right now, but they're kind of playing sloppy like you said. Haven't really opened up any opportunities offensively. It's a goal kick coming up from Grisbeck. Trying to clear this one on down. Good looking ball flying over. Coburn makes the play. Found Javier. Good looking ball. Now Frederick has to move. Got to give him help. Finds Pace towards the middle. Pace sends it through. Brady. Good touch. Ball comes on down. Lefevre trying to get a shot off, and he just got it blocked.
When Lefevre missed that kick, he actually ended up kicking that Standley Lake player in the face. That one has to sting as a big miscue.
Oh, as Grisbeck almost made a huge regret.
Would that have been an own goal? Wasn't it a back pass?
No, Standley Lake had hit it. They sent it on down, and they were just trying to chase it back, and then, yeah, then a Frederick player touched it. So yeah, that would have been an own goal situation.
That would have been a huge miscommunication. Still was a miscommunication, but very costly one. That could potentially have made this a 2-goal lead.
Yeah, lucky that ball went wide. So the goal kick now from Standley Lake. Perdomo gets a good header there. Carrying that ball out. Sang with some good pressure, but not a bit too much pressure as it sent him on down by Philemon. So it's going to be a free kick from Standley Lake. Looking at
and another set piece. Standley Lake so far already had way more opportunities set piece wise here than Golden Eagles, as this free kick is going to be dangerous.
It was a great ball coming in the box. Good header there. Just good job by Cohen to just get on top of it. But right now, Frederick playing a little sloppy, Dante. They haven't been able to get the ball in Standley Lake's zone. They gave up Standley Lake's first goal of the season. So Standley Lake is fired up right now. They're trying to get more.
And, I mean, that's been the story of this game so far, just very sloppy, especially offensively for the Golden Eagles, which is surprising, especially thinking about how much we've been on offense this game, especially that first half.
Yeah, I would say I heard from Coach, early, the first 25 minutes they played to their strengths. They were playing very well. But then they kind of struggled since. As Benjamin Rodriguez, again, they lose the ball. It's just these overcommitments to these balls as well that are just not getting great opportunities. Brady trying to get an opportunity there from Lefevre as he goes down on a slide tackle. Nothing called downfield. There is a Standley Lake player also down. So bodies are on the ground. Not really sure what happened on both sides.
And you can actually hear Coach Sean talking about those miscues, little misfires, just being sloppy in general. trying to correct it just isn't doing right now, Ian.
Yeah, they are struggling. Frederick especially to just get the ball on Standley Lake's side of the pitch. This is very similar to what the Erie game looked like in that first half, where Frederick struggled so hard to get that ball out of their own end. And Standley Lake has kind of come out in the second half with a new fire. Substitution coming from Standley Lake. So trying to get some more fresh legs on. We're nearing over 10 minutes gone in the second half. And Dante, right now, Frederick is not looking very good, I would say. They're not looking great.
Just I would say not threatening right now. Just nothing going offensively, really.
Yeah, they are struggling to get that ball in Standley Lake's territory, really. So the ball bounces down. Gorilla sends it on back. Grisbeck, make sure that ball stops that time. Javier immediately getting pressured. Philemon Sang now, moving it. Try to find Coburn, who is backpedaling. Frederick does a good job trapping. Perdomo trying to find Pace. Pace lost it, but it will be a quick throw. It's going to be a quick throw from Perdomo. Backing it up. Javier. Gorilla. Sends it on down. Frederick has a lot of opportunity here. There goes Lefevre down the side. Sends it on in, looking for Pace. Just not enough on it. As Frederick inching closer and closer to get that ball inside the box, trying to score a goal opportunity here. Just backing it up. Rodriguez really fighting on the wing, trying to win that ball back, and that is going to be a foul called. As Owen very close to almost having an opportunity for a stop, but no.
Standley Lake was not happy with that slide tackle. They saw it as a little bit dirty. And maybe it was, who knows. It's just getting really chippy out there.
And a yellow card going to be given there. This is going to be a free kick from Standley Lake. Waiting for the free kick opportunity now. So here comes the kick, and Frederick tried to turn it up, and that's going to be a foul.
Yeah, it's getting super physical out there, Ian. Super, super physical.
Yeah, it's becoming a kind of a chippier game, like you said, really physical now. So,
and that's a bit of the story for Standley Lake. They're a very competitive school in every single sport.
Yeah, they did get the best of us against our volleyball team. They did get the best of us there. They won that game against the volleyball team. So they're trying to keep the winning going for the rest of these teams. Good job by Rodriguez to get that ball out of there.
And looks like another set piece here for the Golden Eagles.
Yeah, it's going to be another throw in, as Frederick really has to try to move that ball out of their own end, open up something offensively. Perdomo finds Javier. Javier under pressure almost instantly. It's going to be a throw in for Frederick. Quick throw in. Coburn try to get it and keep it going, but that ball got lost again. Up the foot of Lopez. Javier stops it. Trying to make something here with the ball at his feet. Kind of using all that space Standley Lake is giving him. Good move from Javier, and he still has that ball at his feet. Ball sent on down. Good header there. That ball chased. Lefevre out wide, really trying to go with the ball at his feet. Slowing it down, sends it across. Coburn in his own world. Shot is just wide from Coburn. That's so close as Frederick almost opened up the window.
As you saw the frustration on Coburn, just barely slid that right. Ball didn't take it. Friendly bounce, friendly little curve. It sneak into that right bottom post. But you love to see a shot coming out here in the second half.
Yeah, finally Frederick gets that shot that they were looking for. So they really just have to figure out how they can get more of those opportunities. There's a short ball. Coburn is flying down immediately. Frederick trying to get that momentum back that they just had as Brady gets through in there, and he did a good job there. Ooh. Yeah, push from behind there.
It is getting
That's gonna
physical.
Be, that would for sure going to be a foul there. As right now, Lake moving the ball well. Good play by Brandon Perdomo, stopping that ball in its tracks as it is getting chippy now. Ball sent on back. Ricky Lopez goes airborne as he got thrown to the ground as he tried to clear that ball.
And I remember seeing a trend. It was like, is soccer a physical sport? And this game right here has made me think it really is a physical sport.
It honestly is one of the most physical sports. People don't think it is, but honestly, there's a lot of physicality that comes out of soccer. Not just, hitting each other, but also moving around and trying to stay active is also part of that physicality and trying to.
Don't let the flopping fool you, basically.
Yeah, exactly. So right now, Frederick really needs to find something here. Nearing the halfway part of this second half, down by one. So ball pops on out. Goes under the ref's legs. A whistle blown.
I'm not sure what's going on here.
Oh. Little contact with the ref. The ball touched the ref there, so how to stop the play. They played a drop ball there. Oh. And that ball sneaks again through Frederick's defensive line. Not a good opportunity for Frederick's defense. They don't want to give up a goal-scoring opportunity here. It's a corner kick coming up from Frederick.
Little set piece, little corner here for Standley Lake.
It's one of their first corners of the night.
Yeah, I don't remember a lot. I think this might be their third, maybe.
Yeah, I believe so. Ball beautifully sent in the box. And a good job by Coburn. First to kind of jump up and get some contact on it. There are no Frederick offensive pushing. As Standley Lake is playing very aggressive. They have literally everybody up except for one defensive back. They are not expecting to turn this ball over very quickly. So Frederick will have a throw from Javier. Coburn with a good screen. Javier sends it on down. Brady trying to get up and get the win, but couldn't. Handball going to be called there. So right now, Frederick really trying to do something here. Brandon Perdomo locating Javier. Javier, good drop with it. Coburn doing a good job using the upper half of his body to keep that ball in motion and keep it in play. So throw in from Javier, finds pace. Good movement with the ball at his feet. He just lost it there. Good pressure right now from Frederick. Keeping that ball in their offense. Coburn stepping through, finds Sang. Sends it far side Rodriguez. Getting on his horse, trying to send it on down and through. Finds it. Lefevre on the side. It's going to be a throw-in for Standley Lake. Substitutions for Standley Lake.
something I'm starting to notice is Sang has not been subbed out this entire game. And, I mean, you're going to start feeling it maybe once.
He was subbed out pretty early, halfway through around the first half. But, yeah, he has really been in this entire second half. Frederick has not gone into the bench yet. As that ball sent high and back into the goal. Keeper trying to just kill some clock here, try to just drain the clock and take the 1-0 win. Brady out wide trying to get the ball back. But it's going to be a throw-in for Standley Lake. Nearing the halfway point of this second half. They're taking their time trying to draw something up. It's a lot of back and forth, ball moving on the side. Rodriguez wins that ball for Frederick. Set on up. Control now from Frederick. Too much on it, but still chasing it back. It's going to be a goal kick from Frederick.
Yeah, Golden Eagles just haven't been able to get any shots on net yet, Ian. I mean, you can't score a goal if you're not putting shots on net. So we're going to have to start, as we would say in basketball, shot chucking.
As Coburn tried to get through there as that ball was kind of moving around in the opening. That ball high. And Lopez does a good job backing it down. As that ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, especially with 20 minutes left. I mean, we can't afford to be on defense for too long.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like Standley Lake took Frederick's first half momentum and just completely flipped it on their heads. And Standley Lake has been so far the better team in this second half. Frederick really need to figure out a way to either score a goal here or get that ball constant pressure inside their offensive zone.
Good opportunity to blast it, yep. Just doesn't go anywhere.
Has nobody there to receive his pass. There's a good stop there from Perdomo, and that shot goes right through the uprights. The field goal is good, but it won't count towards anything here. So under halfway, over halfway now through the second half. Frederick down by 1. That ball cleanly sent down.
Great header.
Great header by Coburn, controlling it. Frederick moving. And the pace. Pace is down.
Looks like he might be cramping.
Down the ground, Brady touching it. Cannot win that ball back, and they are really struggling to keep that ball in their own territory. Javier chasing that ball back. Does a good job cutting off the running lane. Controlling the ball at his feet, and he's just going to let it go out of bounds. So walling off the screen. Quick throw in. Coburn headered. Dropped it down on his foot, and that ball goes out of bounds up into the bleachers. So right now Frederick trying to move it. Coburn. Javier. It got lost again as Coburn showing a lot of frustration there.
Yeah, we're just not holding on to the ball. We're just giving it right away, and it's hard to not be frustrated.
Too many turnovers, too many missed mistakes that Frederick needs to, if they want to win this game, tighten up. His offsides called that time. So Frederick will get a free kick.
Not a lot of offsides tonight, Ian.
Yeah, it's one of the few, and there hasn't really been too many offsides just because of the opportunities that both sides have had. They haven't really needed to have an offsides. That ball skies right over. Lefevre sitting there. Frederick has a lot of people down, and that ball just goes out of bounds. But a big, big corner kick opportunity. This is where you need something here.
One good set piece, one good corner, one good throw. Just all it takes.
Honestly, I would take a short corner here, set everybody up inside the box, and then just try to open something up. But Frederick right now is going to look for like a little ricochet. Ball inside the box. Hits a Standley Lake player. Drops down. And that ball is just going to go flying right back out of Frederick's zone. They have enough numbers Back on their back line is Frederick kind of miscommunicating there with Lopez. Finds Javier. Javier stepping through, try to send it on to Perdomo. Or no, Perdomo back now. As Lopez goes right under Standley Lake. His pace on the wing. Javier sends it towards the midfield now, trying to go to pace. Frederick just not communicating to where they want that ball to go.
I mean, it's almost like Frederick's not looking to where they're passing the ball. Just got to be more precise with these passes.
Yeah, they're not seeing the ball through. They're just kicking it and hoping someone gets there, not communicating. As Frederick's just going to come flying in. Nobody's going to come to that side, and that one's going to go out of bounds. So it's going to be another free goal kick, and Frederick's going to go into the bench here late, get a couple substitutions. So Aguirre has checked back on. So has Christian. So two big opportunities. Two of the biggest, leaders on this offensive side. They've had the most opportunities in the box. So right now they need to get that ball in their offensive side. Good stop by Christian. Trying to turn the corner, send it to Lefevre, but too much on it that time. It's going to be another throw-in for Standley Lake.
16 minutes left to go. Really, really need to start being less afraid of giving up another goal and more afraid of not scoring a goal and at least tying this game up.
Yeah, they want to at least, at this point, you're trying to hope for a draw. So you really have to get back onto the offensive momentum that you had from the first half. But they just can't seem to find it right now. Just another miscommunicated pass just going to nowhere for Frederick, and the defense is getting kind of hung out to dry for Frederick. Lopez finds Javier. Javier lost the ball at his feet. He could not even find it himself. And Coburn is on the brink of kind of losing it right now. He is, every time a missed pass is happening, he is getting down on both. He's in a squat position, and he is not happy.
Yeah, the senior captain got to stay composed still. But surely frustration's definitely building with all these missed passes.
Yeah, it's starting to settle in a little bit, and too hard of a pass there. Philemon Sang kind of fighting for it towards the midfield now. Like you said, he's going to fight to try to get that ball back, and they will. Javier. Good stop, good move. Trying to open up a passing opportunity. Isaac Lefevre is in no man's land. Stopped it. Coburn with the ball at his feet, stopping, moving. Shot got blocked as he was winding up to release that one. Ball sent way in as Aguirre was ready for it if it got past the line. Frederick now, big opportunity now. They are really fighting with that ball. Here's Christian. He's got all the room.
Oh.
He got a good pass there to Javier. Slowing it down now for Frederick. Javier turns it over. That ball just rolling on the sideline. Gorilla makes a good job stepping up and making a play. He stops trying to keep it with his feet. Finds Aguirre. Isaac Aguirre. Gorilla far sides it for Coburn. Headered. Lefevre trying to get down on it. Lefevre tried to get it through to Aguirre. Aguirre just couldn't find it. Lopez from the back line. Gorilla finds Coburn. Coburn doing a great job with the ball at his feet. Good stop and go movement. Javier. Good move from Javier. Standley Lake is getting a little tired. Philemon Sang has room. Brings it inside the block. As they wanted a handball, nothing called there. Got it stripped away from him. And Philly's not really happy there.
I thought it was a handball too. Looked like it hit him right on the forearm, just under the hand, which is still illegal.
Yeah, anything from the fingertips to the elbow.
But Frederick doing a great job at keeping the Standley Lake defense on their heels right now.
Standley Lake goes on the bench again. 2 subs. Frederick's going to get 1. This has been the biggest opportunity for Frederick is Javier waiting to get that throw in. There are no offsides on the throw in here. So really, really open up something. Looking for Christian in the midfield. Got trapped by 3. Coburn sends it on back. Lefevre backing it up. Frederick kind of slowing it down. Trying to find something here. Christian lost it. Really fighting to get that ball back. Standley Lake kind of falling apart with some miscommunication. Coburn. Lefevre. Sang. Stepping through. Sang has moving the ball with it at his feet, and he just lost it. And he takes a tumble there. Javier finds Aguirre open behind the line. Needs help off the body of Standley Lake there. Pit pocketed away. So Javier, he might have picked that ball up a little early there. Didn't look like it went fully out of bounds yet. Coburn, not sure where he wanted to go with that pass. As nearing the 10-minute mark. This is kind of the 2-minute warning in football, is the 10-minute mark for
in football.
Gotta find a way to move the ball. This is the most pressure Frederick has had on Standley Lake's defense. Pretty much, I think, honestly, the entire game.
Yeah,
except for early in the first half.
Great little stint there. Probably the best offensive stint we've had all night.
They just need to get a chance to get some shots on. I think they need to start, like you said, shot chucking. Start taking some shots. Mm-hmm. Any shot is better than no shots. So they really just have to start looking for something here.
A little opening here, Ian.
Here comes Lefevre. Sends it to Sang. Sang kind of lost it. Coburn going to make up for that mistake. Here comes Javier. Needs something here if you're Frederick. Coburn. Javier. Blocked. Still on for Frederick. Javier tried to make a move through. Standley Lake forcing it. That ball stays in. Javier does a good job to keep it in. And they call it out that time finally, but that ball looked like it was still in from our view. It should be a corner kick from what we see, but they're just wasting time at this point. So if you're Frederick, you want to just try to get the play back on, but they call the goal kick. Honestly, you just want to get the play back on. You're running out of time to try to score here. So Frederick's going to get a sub. Pace is going to come back on. So Frederick has pretty much that whole attacking crew on the pitch now, so you really have to try to score here.
I thought that definitely should have been a corner kick, though, Ian.
It was very close, very, very close. Aguirre. Good job by Lefevre keeping that pressure on the wide side, as that's going to be a slide tackle that's going to cost an opportunity, as that was really, really close, but just missed the ball by about half an inch. It turns into a free kick for Standley Lake. That ball went way down.
Good poise from the sophomore goalie, Grisbeck. And now 9 minutes left, you got to go.
Ooh. He absolutely booted that thing down the field. Sang misread that pass. Aguirre just barely found Lefevre, and there is a downed Standley Lake player in it. Looked like they called the foul, but they're going to call the time. They need to stop the clock here, as there is an injured Standley Lake player down on the field. Frederick High School Booster Club carries on the long tradition of supporting the students of this community. The purpose of the Booster Club is to provide funding and manpower for the homecoming tailgate celebration, the after-prom party, grant students and groups and clubs, as well as scholarships to graduating seniors. We are always looking for parent volunteers, so if you're interested in becoming involved, we would invite you to reach out through our website, fhsbooster.com, and if you click on the Contact Us or attend our next meeting in the FHS library. If you're wanting to be more involved in the community and have a desire to do something that benefits the students of your community, we'd love to hear from you. Again, please visit our website, fhsbooster.com, and click on the Contact Us if you'd like to get involved. We welcome any supporters, not just parents. FHS Booster Club, the proud partner of GEBN. Dante with 8.5 minutes to go in this second half. You have a huddle right now. This is the stoppage that you've been kind of waiting for. You got to draw up something here. You got to draw up something nice. You really want to score
Fast.
here.
You got to draw something fast and nice.
Fast and nice, exactly.
I mean, the draw is definitely the goal right now. Winning the game would be a long shot because in playoffs is the only time you do
where the game keeps going until someone wins, yeah. It's
penalty shootouts is the word I was looking
Yeah,
for.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
my tongue was tied up, but
no, it's gonna be. You really want to try to get a. If you just get a goal here, get that draw. Hopefully, I mean, I have seen it where a team has gotten the draw and then immediately score the game winner right after. So there is opportunity still, but you just need to get that one back. You're focused on the one goal right now. You're not focused on the two.
great way to put it in. Just 8.5 minutes. We got to go. Standley Lake ball right now. Luckily, the injury stopped the clock.
It's going to be a drop ball. So right as that ball is dropped, the play is on. And Standley Lake will get the possession, which is interesting because that whistle was blown with Frederick having the ball. Perdomo sends it on down. Frederick trying to clamp down on anything Standley Lake mistakes on. Ricky Lopez getting a little hand, get a little physical. Javier trying to quick turn. And he tripped on the ball. As they keep playing, Standley Lake confused. I mean, they wanted the penalty, but he honestly tripped on the turf, and Javier goes down. No call there.
It's been really chippy the second half.
I am very confused by what is happening. But I'm going to be so honest. He tripped on the turf there. Javier was just kind of coming down. As Coburn frustrated, but he really needs to, they really need to stay focused here if you're Frederick. You can't get frustrated. You have you have less than 8 minutes to go. You really want to stay offensively pushing.
As Coburn looked like he was chirping a little bit to Standley Lake right back, right wing.
As it's going to be a throw in, a very interesting looking attempt. Is that throwing straight into the box, bicycled up. Grisbeck makes the save, and Frederick's got to get going. Beautiful send.
Standley Lake player was really anxious to do that throw in.
Yeah, they were screaming and running, and ball went flying off the turf. Lopez. Feels like since that drop ball, Frederick kind of lost all that momentum they had. Nearing 7 minutes to go.
Clock's rolling. Frederick's got to get up. They got to forget defending, honestly. We got to get the ball back, and we do it. Now's the time to blast it.
As that's going to be foul called that time. You got to get up. You got to get moving. You don't got time to be
clock's ticking,
chirping
100%.
and wasting. It's not like any other sport like football or basketball where if a ball goes out of bounds or anything, the clock's going to stop. You got to just get back up and keep going. So the free kick from their own line, Ricky Lopez sends it across. Quickly moving it. Frederick has got to move it. Nice little drop ball play to the Fever. Trying to run some trickery. Gorilla finds Javier. Coburn also gets in there. Good communication by those two to say, I got it, I got it. Gorilla, Coburn. Standley Lake really has nobody on that left side. Javier standing in the open. As here comes Lefevre, finds pace. Tried to center it in, and it got hit off of Standley Lake foot. Frederick's got to use this time where Standley Lake is struggling to get back on. And open up something here. Perdomo, too much off of Pace's foot. Lopez finds Javier. Coburn. Sang right in the middle, tried to get a shot. Just went off some foot. That ball is sent. That's going to kill some clock there. Frederick's going to have to hustle.
Very smart play from the Standley Lake defender. That's going to kill
at
10
least 10,
seconds.
15 seconds, yeah.
clock, and Frederick was threatening.
And they get the substitution too, so. Very disappointing play right now from Frederick as they're trying to get that ball down. The header. Aguirre and Coburn trying to get in there. Aguirre. Lefevre makes a good attempt, but just barely kept it with Sang. Frederick running out of time to make mistakes.
Very physical battle at the midfield.
Frederick going the wrong direction. Lopez chasing, kind of looking at the clock, trying to see how much time they've got left. They're running out of time. Good drop ball opportunity. Looking for Javi down the sideline. Javier just keeps it in. Lopez chasing, got pressure on. He tripped on his own footing. As it's Frederick's ball somehow, some way. I'm not really sure how, but
looked like little.
They're gonna call
number 4 kicked it out from behind.
I think they called a foul there.
A foul,
actually,
okay.
But
that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense of the trip that he had there, but Perdoma's trying to really set this up. He has a foot where he can boot this ball. We see it there. Good looking ball. As Sang just kind of did not go for the ball up in the air. And Perdoma is flying through the air, trying to get it. He's got to get back up and make a play. As Frederick is just missing all over the place, but they have some chances here. Coburn misread it, and that ball is full sent out of bounds. So it's going to be a throw-in as Frederick really has to get going here. Javier. As that ball got in play, but they get the substitution off. As the substitutions just kill more and more clock. It seems like Standley Lake has a substitution every other break, so they are just trying to do whatever they can to kill the momentum that Frederick gets. Perdoma really needs to find something. Sends it, try to find Lefevre. That ball got hit, going to go out of bounds. Going to be a throw-in again for Frederick. 2:50 to go for Frederick. Perdoma, beautiful ball down off the header. Lefevre missed it. And Sang trying to keep it alive. It's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a Frederick throw.
Standley Lake's been remaining very calm.
They seem very, like you said, very calm.
Very poised.
Not phased. His pace gets caught up. That's going to be a foul, so this might be 2:15 to go. This might be the big moment.
Kick.
Huge free kick from just about outside the blocks. Frederick really needs this now. It's going to be, I believe, Aiden Pace taking. No, it's going to be Coburn. Coburn has the leg. I know he does. Looking for a goal. Looking for the tying opportunity here. Do you think he goes for goal or you think he sets it up?
I think he goes for goal here. Here we go.
Coburn shot too much on it. And Frederick.
Coburn just a little too much pepper on that kick. It soared on him. Had the leg for sure. Had the velocity just too high.
Javi. Frederick still has a chance. Got to keep the pressure on here. Javier double teamed. He needs help. That should be Frederick ball, and it is. 1:13 to go. They really have to find something here. Finds Coburn in the middle. Coburn, Sang, downs it. Coburn, if he can get there, that should have been a shot. Lefevre stepping through. Frederick downed. Should be a goal. Free kick again for Frederick. They got to move.
Here we go.
Again,
Frederick
another.
Getting bailed out right now.
Clock stops. So a huge opportunity from Frederick just outside the box again. Who is going to take the glory shot?
Looks like it's Pace.
There are 3 people in that mix, so they're going to go for some trickery here. Who will take it? Lefevre, Perdoma, and Coburn all standing helm, ready to go. 51.5 to go. in the second half. Frederick looking to take the equalizer right here. Crowd starting to get into it.
Biggest moment of the game.
Coburn fakes. Lefevre's shot is also too much. As Frederick, 2 opportunities, too high both times.
Again, just too much pepper on it.
As right now, Standley Lake needs to clear it quickly. Bounce down. Sang lost the ball. Coburn wins it back. Sang, Lefevre, 13 seconds, ball is in the air. Have to win it. 9 seconds, goes out of bounds. Got to get a quick throw in. 5 seconds now. Frederick is going to be out of time, and that'll do it. Standley Lake.
Very, very climatic ending there, Ian.
That is a tough loss from Frederick. Big opportunities to score there. Coburn, Lefevre, 2 free kicks from outside the box, and both skied right through the uprights.
Yeah, Golden Eagles are going to fall 1-0. Standley Lake will get their first win of the year.
They'll move to 1-3-1. Frederick, although a tough loss, looked pretty good this game. A few miscues that they've got to get working on, got to improve, but ultimately, not a horrible game from Frederick, just a few things you got to tweak. Frederick will go to 2-3-0 on the season. Standley Lake will move to 1-3-0 as we just await Brielle down on the sideline getting ready for her final hit of the night.
A lot to work on next practice for the Golden Eagles. I think definitely a lot of passing drills. If the passing was a little sharper, we honestly had an opportunity for multiple goals tonight.
Yeah, it wasn't honestly a horrible game from Frederick. Not a horrible game, just like you said, a few things to work on, practice with some passings. And I think it's mostly not just working on passing, but following through with your passes and making sure it gets to your targets. As Frederick will fall to Standley Lake here at home.
Golden Eagles, very hard fought battle. Wasn't their best night, but still played hard. A lot of effort shown tonight, Ian.
As we will set it down to the sideline with Brielle Halloran with the captain, Ricky Lopez. Brielle.
Thank you so much, Ian. I'm here with Ricky Lopez. Ricky, what are some things you might do or say to help encourage your teammates to stay positive after this loss?
Well, personally, I think we played great. We played really good. I think we should keep our heads up, definitely. One game doesn't define our whole season, definitely. And I honestly think that we should stay positive, and it's great how we played, just mistakes.
Thank you so much. Back to you, Ian.
Thank you, Brielle. Thank you, Ricky. As tonight's broadcast of varsity boys soccer between the Standley Lake Gators and your Frederick Golden Eagles has been brought to you by the talented crew of students here on the Golden Eagle Broadcast Network. I've been senior and associate producer Ian MacHendrie alongside senior Dante Lechuga. Our director this afternoon has been sophomore and technical producer of GBN, Marcus Key. Our camera operators have been freshman Elliot MacHendrie and freshman Ben Melson. Our production assistants tonight have been Jesus Madrid and Noah Kraft. The third member of our team down on the sideline is Brielle Halloran. For everyone at